Alright guys, welcome to another beer review, and I look and feel like shit today, so perfect time as a phlegm bubble bursts in the back of my throat. Perfect time to do a beer review. And this is one that I'm quite excited about because the first part of this beer, or I don't know if you call it a series, this is basically a follow-up to one of my favourite beers of the year, essentially, which was of course the Infinity Vortex, which was from Northern Monk, of course, as part of their Patrons project, and brewed in collaboration with Equilibrium, if I remember correctly. Probably got that wrong. Links in the description. One of the best beers of the year. And this is the follow-up to that beer, and still brewed in collaboration with TankPetrol, or TankPetrol, in terms of the artwork, which just looks absolutely wonderful. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Patrons project. It's probably my favourite sort of brewing initiative or collaborative initiative. I'm not sure what you would technically call it, because I like the idea of art and beer coming together. But it's not just about art; it's about like athleticism, artists, music artists, graffiti artists, illustrators, chefs, different sort of food shops. You know, it's all about collaboration, and I am a big fan of that. And of course, I'm a big fan of the artwork, which that almost looks like, I'm probably terribly mistaken, is that sort of rendition of Joan of Arc from that film? I can't remember. I don't think it is, but anyway. Oh, mind you, there is a little bit of a blurb about the artwork, I think, and it also shows you there was the original artwork for the first beer. So this is called Celestial Motion, and it's Patrons Project 13.02, so it's double dry hopped India Pale Ale, 7.4% ABV, 400ml can, Mosaic, Amarillo, Simcoe, Cascade, and yeah, brewed in collaboration with TankPetrol. And yeah, so fantastic stuff. Picked this up from the Refectory in Manchester. Great little place. I actually had it on tap and it was tasting nice then. Met up with Rob from Hopzine, bought him a can as well because I'm a good guy. And yeah, we both enjoyed it. And one of the guys behind the bar pouring the beer, God, look at that chin. It's getting bigger. I am getting much bigger and I do not like it. But yeah, he was like telling us that it tastes actually a lot better in the can, and I've heard good things. Although there are some people who've said, "Oh, if they'd have just brewed it, I would probably enjoyed it more." But knowing that it's the follow up to Infinity Vortex, which is magical beer, it's sort of like put people off a little bit, I think. But yeah, Northern Monk have been absolutely knocking it out of the park with this Patrons Project stuff, especially with their hazy IPAs. What did I have recently? The Once, Twice, Three Times a Whale, or Three Times a Whale, I think it's just called, which they did in collaboration with Finback, which I don't think I've actually uploaded that review as recorded this. Who cares? You've probably seen this before then. Anyway, so TankPetrol, born in Poland, 1982. Today he is based in Manchester, UK. Originally came from the graffiti scene. Today he's known as a stencil artist, although he uses different techniques ranging from stencils, typography and traditional painting to freehand murals and fine woodwork. His artwork embraces the diversity of women characters. His vivid female portraits evoke emotional complexity of a woman showing fear, anger, nostalgia or self-confidence. Well, you definitely do get that impression from his work. And TankPetrol's murals can be seen in countries around the world, including Iceland, Malaysia, Russia, France, Germany and Luxembourg. His canvases can be found in private collections around the world. And yeah, so us normal folk get the graffiti, and then the investment bankers get the prints. That's essentially it. Although I'd imagine some of his stuff you can get hold of for a good price, and as long as the money's going straight to the artist, I don't really care, to be honest. Because there is a bit of a bullshit sort of like middleman sort of, yeah, just rich people who like to buy art and have no idea about the art. That's a little bit annoying. But anyway, what the hell am I talking about? So, Celestial Motion, double dry hopped India Pale Ale, notes from the brewer. For this series, we're continuing the theme, exploring the world of double dry hop IPAs, and after the incredible feedback we received from Infinity Vortex, the previous release of this season, or series, we knew we had big boots to fill. This is another big double dry hopped IPA, just how Tank likes them. We've used a classic wheat and oat loaded soft New England style base to ensure a rounded mouthfeel, which we then whirlpool hopped with Mosaic and Simcoe for a piney resinous backbone. A little bit of a squeak in my voice because I'm just coming back off a cold. And we fermented this beer with WLP008 East Coast yeast, which is actually a new experiment for us. We selected the yeast due to its ability to emit loads of juicy citrus esters whilst having a nice residual sweetness. The 24 gram per litre dry hop featured yet more Mosaic and Simcoe, backed up by the orange citrus floral tones of US classics Amarillo and Cascade. So yeah, malted barley, wheat, oats, hops and yeast. And I am currently snotting everywhere, so hopefully you don't see that on camera. But anyway, let's just take that off. Look at that, man. I've just got no effort because I've got 2 days off. I'm still a little bit ill, so you'll just have to deal with it, I'm afraid. I wonder why I've only got 300 subscribers. And it's predominantly men who watch my channel. Anyway, let's get this beer open and see what we get. So, love this glass. I had to get a new one because I smashed mine, which was full of a lovely Whiplash beer that I got to do about 3 or 4 sips of because I just reviewed it. I wanted to enjoy the rest of it. And yeah, something fell over, knocked the glass, and I had like 2 swigs left from the can, which was fucking annoying. But yeah, beer in a glass then. And it's what you expect. From memory, it's reminded me in terms of its colour and boldness and density than the Infinity Vortex. I'm trying to steer away from the comparisons because although the second beer in that series I think is a little bit unfair to God, I bet you can see me clearly wiping my nose, can't you? Apologies if you're eating whilst watching this review. But yeah, for the remainder of the review, I will actually just cover my face and then do that every now and then. But yeah, so it's looking like I remember the beer looking, but then again, a lot of the beers do look very similar, let's be honest. But yeah, lovely and dense, mango puree, breakfast juice, 1 finger's worth of a white head, nice and compact, almost has a creaminess about it. Looks fantastic, so let's give it a sniff. And I'm getting loads like peach yogurt, mango yogurt with a compote. It's a very gentle sort of smelling beer. There's a very subtle citrusy bite on the back end of the nose. A little bit of that sort of like dank resiny character coming through. That almost sweet cat litter sort of aroma from the Simcoe as well. I don't know, almost like a tart, like passion fruit vibe. But yeah, it smells like you could just like take a bite out of it. Do you know what I mean? Nice and sweet, but then resiny, a little bit earthy. Just packed full of hops, but not in your face. And at 7.4% ABV, well, you wouldn't really get too much of an alcohol nose on a 7.4% ABV beer, to be honest. Do you know what I mean? You probably would if it's not masked nicely, but yeah, this is smelling good. It's not smelling as exciting as I remember Infinity Vortex being, but it's still smelling good. It really, really is. Anyway, let's give it a taste. Cheers, guys. Loads of citrus coming out in this one. Definitely getting that citrusy yeasty ester coming through as well, which is quite an intriguing flavour, to be honest. It's almost like you've got like a sourdough bread and you've got like lemon rind in the dough. If you could do that, I don't suppose there's anything stopping you from putting lemon rind in a sourdough starter, or at least when it's you're making the bread dough. Can you put lemon rind and peel in bread dough? I'm sure you can. I don't think the acids would affect the bit. I don't know. Going off topic, let's get back onto the beer. But yeah, loads of sweet, like 80s sweet vibe going on. Like a refresher bar. It's got like a really nice refresher bar flavour. Loads of sweetness up front. Then the bitterness comes in on the back end. It is really nice, but you know, Infinity Vortex, that's a big beer to follow up with, or follow up on. Would it be follow up on? I don't know. I'm not good at England. So I think if people had Infinity Vortex and then drank this, they're gonna have that wonderful drinking experience back in the mind. So even if it was a rebrew of Infinity Vortex, you'd probably still be telling yourself, it wasn't as good as the first time I had it. But yeah, there's definitely a bit more of like a real fruit juice tartness to it. Big passion fruit vibes going on the back end. Just adding something a little bit different. Mixing with that citrusy, yeasty flavour. Big grapefruit vibe. Loads of mango, peach, papaya, that sort of stuff. Tropical. A little bit of resiny tones coming through on the back end as well. But yeah, it starts off sweet and gentle, but then creeps up on the back end with that bitterness and tartness. But it's still a damn good beer. It's no Infinity Vortex, that's for sure, but it makes sense that this beer would be the follow-up to that one. So it's not like Northern Monk have been, how can we capitalise on the success of Infinity Vortex? Why don't we say we're going to make a new beer as part of this series and part of the sort of the series within the series, and we could just put it in there. It doesn't have that impression to it. It makes sense that this beer would follow on from Infinity Vortex, if that makes sense. I just don't think it's as exciting or as vibrant as Infinity Vortex was. It's still an absolutely cracking beer. You know, Northern Monk, they are knocking it out of the park with this style. So you wouldn't expect anything less. A little bit herbal on the back end as well. I personally had a better drinking experience with this in the refectory on tap. It just seemed to be a little bit more fruitier almost, from going off my memory, because we did have a few beers. We did have a few beers. God, I'm a bit pissed off because I was meaning to buy a Northern Monk hoodie because I need another hoodie, but I forgot, so I'll have to do it next time. I love buying beer merch. Although, can I just say, especially when it comes to the t-shirts, let's ignore this sexism in beer debate for 1 second. How about sizeism? Because the men's large that I get in, well, I've got a few t-shirts from breweries in a men's large, and I'm like, that's not what a large man would be. A large man would be a little bit bigger. yeah, so I feel like I'm being... we won't get into it. But yeah, anybody else think like that? That the t-shirts that a lot of breweries do, I know they've gone for the slim fit sort of material. Thankfully, Northern Monk's large is a big large, because I got a Don't Mess With Manchester t-shirt, and that fits me absolutely fine. And that's even like on a heavier sort of t-shirt base. But I got a Cloudwater t-shirt in white, and yeah, you can actually see my belly button when I wear it, and I have to wear a hoodie because you can see breastage and my massive gut. But that being said, if I had a large in a different sort of t-shirt, it would fit me fine. And I'm just finding like what are these sizes that you're basing these off? Makes no sense, because without getting too generalised, a lot of people who are into the craft beer are a little bit on the plump side. Let's be honest. Although, yeah, there is, of course, the big push. I mean, Northern Monk, the Patrons Project, even goes into that of, like, athleticism, and you've got running clubs, cycling clubs, which I think is a good thing. Might have to start a division here in the sunny Scam. But, yeah, so, yeah, it's just frustrating when I'm paying, like, 10 to 20 quid for a t-shirt that should fit me, but just doesn't. And yeah, I feel like I'm being... I feel a bit of prejudice. I feel a bit of prejudice afoot. And of course I jest. Don't take any of that seriously, please. But yeah, still a damn good beer, and that's the important thing. In terms of a rating, I could give that an 8 out of 10. And I'm actually really excited to see if they do more in this series. If not just for the absolutely wonderful artwork from TankPetrol. Because it's just fantastic stuff. Really eye-catching. And you can definitely see... I love that sort of mixture of analogue and digital in there as well. But yeah, I'm loving the Patrons Project from Northern Monk, because I love collaborations when it comes to beer, and it's not just two breweries working together. There's something a little bit more to it, and I find that so intriguing. Yeah, Northern Monk for me. I mean, I've always been a fan of Northern Monk, but this past year or year and a half, I'm just like they're creeping up to being one of my favourite breweries, and now I get to experience their beers fresh on tap in Manchester at the Refectory, which is an absolutely gorgeous location. If you like sort of like exposed brick, industrial metal work on the walls sort of thing. I'm not sure if it's fully completed yet, but I just love it the way it is. It's got a real sense of workplace. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, beautiful stuff. And I think it's not too dissimilar to what the actual, the original Refectory is like back in Leeds. But yeah, lovely stuff. It really, really is. A lot going on actually in that beer. But I just remember it being a little bit more vibrant on tap. And of course... Infinity Vortex. Well, anybody who drank that beer, yeah, it's almost indescribable how amazing that beer was. So it was going to be a hard job to try and get up to those peaks. But yeah, 8 out of 10. Still an absolutely cracking beer from Northern Monk, and I'm glad that I could review it on my channel, and hopefully they'll do a few more in this sort of series. So I'll definitely be keeping my good, not wonky eye out on the Northern Monk. But yeah, they're really exciting with some of the Patrons projects. Anyway, I've waffled on for way too long. I've gone into weird sort of like discussion points that some people might be a bit, oh, can't believe you just said that. It's like, it's a joke. It's light-hearted. I'm ill. Just forgive me. Let me off. For God's sake. Anyway, I'm going to cook myself some chicken wings and just devour a whole pack of Iceland's barbecue chicken wings because I can. And I might as well embrace obesity. So any children watching this video, eat all the food and get as big as you want to. And people who are saying, oh, you shouldn't be saying that to children. Well, why are children watching my videos in the first place? Where are their parents? So food for thought, and I'm thinking of food. Anyway, that's got to be a catchphrase. Food for thought as I'm thinking of food. Clueless Eats catchphrase when I actually get down to doing merch. Anyway, if you've tried this beer or Infinity Vortex or anything from Northern Monk, especially the Patrons Project stuff, then let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Check out my review of Infinity Vortex because it's still... There are a few contenders that I've had since then, but that is probably at this point in time still the best beer that I've had this year. It was just magical, man. And if you didn't drink it, I'm so sorry that you missed out on that one. Although there have been wonderful beers that I've had since then as well. But this is still damn good. There's something just a little bit different about it, which I really, really like. Anyway, check out Northern Monk. Check out my Patrons Project playlist. Check out the Infinity Vortex review. Obviously, I've got a can of this for Rob, so hopefully he'll be getting his review done. So if he has, link is down below. And don't know why I went into a northern accent then. But yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around for another 20-minute plus beer review. And I hope you'll join me next time for another one. See you guys later.